Today on Inquirer, 2 Filipinos in Turkey dead following the magnitude 7.8 earthquake that struck the country. Death toll hits 21,000. 35 investment deals signed by Philippines and Japan. President Marcos vows lower cost of doing business in the country.
We are mandating involved government agencies to establish a green lane.
Meralco announces lower power rates for February. And cargo vessel capsizes in Surigao del Sur. Good evening. 2 Filipinos in Turkey have died following the magnitude 7.8 earthquake that struck there, according to the Philippine Embassy in Ankara. To tell us more, here's our Foreign Affairs reporter, Deniza Fernandez, reporting live. Deniza?
Yes, Neil, the 2 fatalities were among the 3 Filipinos earlier reported missing. The other Filipino has fortunately been found alive, the Department of Foreign Affairs or DFA said. The embassy condoled with the bereaved families. Meanwhile, the DFA also reported that there are 34 evacuees composed of Filipinos, their spouses, and children. The evacuees are bound for Ankara, the capital of Turkey. Monitoring of other Filipinos who need aid or evacuation is underway. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. expressed deep regret over the death of the 2 Filipinos. Marcos said, and we quote, "It is with deep regret that we learn of the passing of 2 Filipinos in the recent 7.8 magnitude earthquake that devastated Turkey. The Philippine Embassy continues to work tirelessly to verify any and all information on Filipinos affected by the quake." End quote. The death toll from the massive earthquake in Turkey and Syria kept on climbing, topping 21,000 as the first United Nations aid reached Syrian rebel-held zones. But hopes of finding more survivors faded. Chances of finding survivors have dimmed now that the 72-hour mark that experts consider the most likely period to save lives has passed. Temperatures in the Turkish city of Gaziantep plunged to -5 degrees Celsius early Thursday, but thousands of families spent the night in cars and makeshift tents, too scared or banned from returning to their homes. Officials and medics said 17,674 people had died in Turkey and 3,377 in Syria from Monday's massive tremor, bringing the confirmed total to 21,051.
That's Deniza Fernandez reporting live. President Bongbong Marcos has promised that transaction costs for companies doing business in the Philippines would be reduced as government officials and business leaders from both the Philippines and Japan signed 35 deals. Marcos made the assurance on Friday in Tokyo during the signing of letters of intent and agreements between the Philippines and Japan. According to the president, Japanese businesses can expect lower transaction costs aside from the establishment of a green lane that will shorten the processing time for permits and licenses.
Very soon, you can expect reduced transaction costs in aspects of doing business in the Philippines. We are mandating involved government agencies to establish a green lane.
During the program, 35 letters of intent and agreements were signed and presented to Marcos and other members of the Philippine delegation. The deals were mainly in the areas of manufacturing, infrastructure, development, energy, transportation, healthcare, renewable energy, real estate, and business expansion. Meanwhile, Department Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo reported holding a great meeting with his Japanese counterpart to discuss deeper cooperation between Manila and Tokyo. Manalo expressed his appreciation to Japanese Foreign Minister Hayashi Yoshihama for their talk that covered space, maritime issues, and cybersecurity. Manalo is part of the Philippine delegation of President Bongbong Marcos, who embarked on a 5-day official visit to Japan. A fire broke out at a warehouse in Makati City on Friday. The fire razed the warehouse along Yagué Street, Barangay Singkamas in Makati around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Authorities raised the third alarm at 4:39 p.m. and was declared fire out around 5:40 p.m. One person was injured according to authorities, while some vehicles in the area were also damaged. Next on Inquirer Today, Bataan 1st District Representative Geraldine Roman confident Congress will approve SOGI bill despite long delay. Meralco announces lower power rates for February. And cargo vessel capsizes in Surigao del Sur. This is Inquirer Today. We'll be back shortly.
Akala ko katapusan ko na eh. Sisigawan kami, nag-iiyakan yung mga bata. Yung lupa, ramdam mo na nag-vibrate. Patulog na kami ng asawa ko. Nakaramdam kami ng pagyanig na tuloy-tuloy. Tumayo yung asawa ko at ako din sumunod na rin sa kanya. Nung paglabas namin ng pinto, tumigil yung lindol. Ayun pala, pabagsak na yung building namin at napahiga po kami ng asawa ko sa semento. Sumigaw na ako ng malakas kasi akala ko madadaganan na ako eh. Akala ko mamamatay na ako eh. Nagpanic na ako dun eh. Kasi nasa 3rd floor po kami eh. Yung asawa ko dumiretso sa 4th floor para nandun yung nanay at tatay niya na nakatira. Ako naman, pababa na ng hagdan. Sisigaw na ako. Yung paglabas na ng bahay, kita ko yung 1st floor, hati na yung bumaba na yung pader.
Deprem meydana geldi şu anda. Şu anda deprem meydana geldi. Kayıtta mısın? Deprem meydana geldi.
Tapos yung the rest nung tumigil na, yung aftershock niya, malakas pa rin. Yung mga puno, shake talaga. Pati yung mga bubong na rinig mo talaga na umubong. Tapos yung lupa, ramdam mo na nag-vibrate. Parang naisip ko mamamatay na ako. Akala ko katapusan ko na eh.
Aftershock. Mga kasamahan namin nandun. Dilim.
Kami ng asawa ko, nag-stay po kami sa sasakyan. Pero yung iba, may nag-stay sila sa maliit na tent. 2 nights po kami nag-stay doon. Kasi hindi na namin kaya, sir, yung lamig eh. Walang tulong na dumating. May dala kami ng blanket. Hindi pa rin po sapat. Tsaka tubig. Malinis na tubig na inumin. Tapos heater, sir, at emergency light. Nag-ask sila ng tulong from the government, yung kamag-anak ng asawa ko. Kaso sabi nila after 1 week. Di naman pwede yun, sir, kasi may mga bata magkakasakit yun, may mga matatanda. Asawa ko nga may sakit nauubo. Tapos yung gasolina ng sasakyan namin mauubos na. Paluwas kami ng na Antakya, kita namin yung damage talaga. At traffic. Kasi lahat gusto nang lumabas eh. Kasi sa downtown namin, maraming building, maraming apartment. Yung mga building wala na po, as in bagsak na. Wala ka ng kahit market, wala ka nang makita. May trauma na po, sir. Pag dito, pintuan pa lang, pag sara mong ganun akala mo maglilindol ulit. sobrang trauma, parang hindi na maalis sa isipan, sir. Yung takot ba? Hindi nga ako kami makakain eh. Kasi yung nangyari, nandito pa rin. Hindi maalis. Mayaman ka man, mahirap, o ano, gaano kakaingat, maraming pera o ano, yung sakuna, darating at darating talaga sa buhay mo. Na, yun nga, pray lang ang ano, ang makakatulong sa atin. Panawagan ko lang yung tulong, sir, na kailangan ng mga Pilipino ng, lalo na dito sa Antakya, kailangan nila ng tulong na para sa, yun nga, lalo na yung mga naulila dito, na yung mga anak na nadamay. Yung tulong lang, sir, tulong.
Bataan 1st District Representative Geraldine Roman remains confident that Congress will turn the tides and approve the bill seeking to outlaw discrimination against people based on their sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression, despite its delay for more than 2 decades. In an interview with Inquirer.net's Inside Look, Roman, the first trans woman lawmaker in the country, said she believes the support the SOGI Equality Bill is receiving from members of the Senate and the House of Representatives will give the proposed measure its much-needed push. Roman cited 19 among the 24 senators who have expressed support for the SOGI Equality Bill, as well as the commitment of the Senate leadership to advance the proposed measure in the upper chamber. The lawmaker also expressed confidence that the SOGI Equality Bill will secure the approval of the House, noting that many congressmen, especially those hailing from the younger generations, are willing to fight for the measure. While she acknowledged the controversial nature of the SOGI Equality Bill, Roman said other measures like the reproductive health law, among others, were passed in the past despite the issues that may have hounded it.
And I believe na malaki ang puso ng aking mga kasamaan sa Kongreso. Kaya naming ipasa ito. And we will not allow whatever delaying tactics there may be to prosper because it's so unbecoming. It's for me a betrayal of, it's like turning our backs to the mandate that we have from the people. Everyone has to be listened to, and everyone has to be protected.
You can watch the full interview on Inside Look on Inquirer.net's social media channels. Meralco announced a slight reduction in electricity rates for the month of February. Electricity rates for this month will be reduced by about 1 centavo per kilowatt hour. This will bring February's overall rate for a typical household down to around 10 pesos and 89 centavos per kilowatt hour, which is slightly lower than last month's rate of 10 pesos and 90 centavos per kilowatt hour. Meralco said in its advisory that the reduction in electricity rates were due to lower generation charge. According to Meralco, the lower generation charge more than offset impact the completion of the third of 4 distribution-related refunds and is no longer reflected in this month's electricity bills. A cargo vessel capsized in the vicinity waters of Hinatuan Island and Bucas Grande Island in Surigao del Norte on Friday morning, according to the Philippine Coast Guard. PCG spokesperson Commodore Armand Balilo told reporters that the incident involving MV Pacifica occurred at around 8:30 in the morning, prompting the Coast Guard to conduct a search and rescue operation. Balilo said all of the 23 crew were rescued and in good physical condition. According to the PCG, the cargo vessel departed from Cabadbaran Port in Agusan del Norte, going to Dapa Port in Surigao del Norte. The vessel then encountered big waves around about 3 meters high that entered the engine room, resulting in engine trouble and steering casualty, according to PCG's report, citing the vessel's captain. Meanwhile, the PCG is assessing the vicinity waters for a possible oil spill. Alamin naman natin ang mainit na balita sa mundo ng showbiz kasama si Pauline Del Rosario ng Bandera. Pauline?
Hello Neil at sa mga kabandera natin all over the universe. Heto ang latest chika. Alam nyo na ba kung sino ang tatlong kapuso actress na naging girlfriend ng aktor na si Miguel Tan Felix? Ang matinding revelasyon nilantad mismo ng aktor sa programang Fast Talk with Boy Abunda. Ipinakita ng King of Talk na si Tito Boy ang picture ng tatlong aktres at derechahan namang sinagot ni Miguel ang bawat tanong tungkol dito. Una na riyan, si Barbie Forteza, na ayon sa aktor ay naging sila. Ngunit sinabi ni Miguel na hindi niya maalala kung gaano katagal ang kanilang relasyon. Ikinagulat din ng aminin ng aktor na naging GF niya rin si Bianca Umali. Ang alam kasi ng marami, nanligaw lamang siya at ito ay naudlot sa hindi malinaw na dahilan. Pero sabi ni Miguel, maayos naman silang naghiwalay at magkaibigan sila ngayon. Ang huling revelation ni Miguel ay si Kailin Alcantara. Una pa ngang sinabi ng aktor na naging espesyal sila sa isa't isa, ngunit inamin din niya na naging jowa niya si Kailin. Gayunpaman, naging maayos naman nilang tinapos ang kanilang relasyon pero hindi niya sigurado kung okay ang aktres sa kanya. Sa ngayon, ang nililigawan ni Miguel ay ang co-star na si Isabel Ortega. At yan ang bandera chika natin for today. Thank you, Neil, and happy weekend!
Salamat, Pauline. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Catch Inquirer Today live weekdays at 6 p.m. Follow Inquirer.net on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit Inquirer.net. Good evening.